I imagine most of you, if not all of you, have made a swim bait just like this, put it on a jig head, and gone out and fished it. Tons of fun. They definitely catch a lot of fish, no question about it. But today I have a different kind of question for you. Have you ever made a double swim bait rig? So credit goes where credit belongs. This is not my original idea. I saw a video that came up on my recommended feed not long ago by Matt Stephan Fishing. You guys might know him, even be subscribed to him. He saw this double rig on Instagram, I think. He wanted to try it himself and thought it was pretty neat. So it also intrigued me, and I thought, dang, I want to see if I can make that. So figured you guys could come along for the journey today. I did have to get some stuff from Amazon. One thing from Amazon, I'll show you what it looks like to actually put all this together, what the little weighty thing is about. It's pretty cool stuff. But first of all, we need a fresh swim bait. So let's get some plastic in the microwave and build one. Alright, got our first cup ready to rock and roll. Got some interesting ideas for this swim bait. I thought, as long as we're doing this, let's make it interesting. So it's going to start out with two different pigments as a base. I'm going to go with black grape from Lureworks, and then we're going to add about 5 drops of black. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get our second cup in the microwave so it can be cooking up while we are making this one. This is the top, by the way. Alright, there's our 15. Got a nice dark base to start with. Now let's add our 5 drops of Lureworks black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll give it just a little bit more, little darker saturation. Turns it black almost in the cup, but you can see it's still purple. Wanted to do that because I want to add a little 8-bit baits to that base, and specifically we're going to go to the mica shift line. I want to use iridium, which has kind of a purple-ish base to it. I believe it's a purple to blue. So we're going to do an 1/8 of a teaspoon. Usually when you want these mica shifts and hollow shifts to really pop, you only use a black base. So I thought it would be interesting to mix it up a little with a little black grape. Of course, the purple in the grape, I'm hoping will highlight the purple in the iridium as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's the blue and the purple. Sweetness. We need something else here. I'm thinking just a tad bit of flake because I have some plans for the belly. So we need just a little bit of sparkle. And I thought this holographic purple from Barlow's, it's 015 holographic purple, got a lot going on here. You can see some blues in it. You can certainly see some purple, but it's almost, it's got a pinkish, purplish kind of look to it. I don't know. I think it's going to look pretty spiffy. Let's do an 1/8 on that as well. Now, nothing too crazy for the top. I really want that mica shift to carry the load, carry the day. But if we can get a little bit of a sparkle, ooh, yeah, just like that. A little bit of a glint, a little bit of a sparkle on the top. That is looking good. I want to do some hollow shift in the belly again, or as well. This time we're not going to the mica shift like we did before. We actually want the hollow shift side and San Andreas. This has got kind of the, yeah, there it is, sort of a chartreusey look to it. So I'm thinking the bluish purple with the yellowish chartreusey thing on the belly. That's going to look good. But you know we got to put some siren scales in there too. And I'm thinking on that one, let's go with Triton. Triton has got that same kind of yellowish gold. It's not as gold as Murloc, but I think it's going to be a nice mixture. So 1/8 of a teaspoon, let's start it out for San Andreas. There we go, got our 1/8 of a teaspoon in. Oh yeah, see what I mean by it's got that chartreuse kind of vibe to it already. Hopefully that's coming through on camera. It certainly is in person. So that looks really good. Let's go ahead and add our Triton Siren Scales to the mix. 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. Woo! Got my fans blowing, get this safe environment, but sometimes it blows the siren scales away. They're so light and delicious. So that looks great. Another good add. But to this, I want to add a couple different things. One, chartreuse flake. This is 015 chartreuse. This one's from MF, but you can get it at Barlow's just as easily. Oh, wait a minute. Don't want to go that heavy. I was going to do an 1/8. I actually want to go to a 1/16 on this one, just to drive home the chartreuse vibe in the belly. Ooh, yeah, boy, you can see there. See how it pulled out that? But I think we want to go one more notch, and you probably know what I'm going to do. Love this effect, love this trick, if you want to think of it that way, and that is black flake. It acts as the backer on this as opposed to black pigment, and man, I just love the effect. So let's see if it turns out just as good as it usually does. Only going to go with a 1/16. This is medium, 035 medium. We just want a little bit of that backer effect as the flake moves around. Oh yeah. Oh yes. There we go. There we go, folks. Golly, I love messing with hollow shift this way. That little bit of black flake always does magical things. Ah! Alright, these are right around 327, 328. That's going to be perfect. As they sit here and cool off, I need to get the block and the injector. But SDG multi-block, since we're doing a swim bait for sure, that's where it shines. Although, hey man, I use it for everything because it works for everything. Belly is on the right, belly is towards me, and the belly in this mold, it's the 3-inch chunk, just like I showed you earlier. It's an older mold, one of the original Epic molds, and it doesn't have the labeling, but I know that the little doohickey here for the butter knife is where the belly is, so it is facing me as well. Let's go ahead and get this guy shot. Get that air out, have them come out evenly together. Purge that. Woo! Looking good on the purge pile. These feel good. Bingo, bango, boongo. Man, if it looks as good in the mold as it does on that purge pile, we're gonna be in good shape. Alright, looks like we're cooled off enough. Check out these swim baits here, and then we'll talk about rigging. Still got to show you guys how to do this, but first things first, let's check out our swim baits. 3-inch chunk paddle tail by Epic. Oh my. Wow. Jeez Louise, look at this. You see the purple and that blue? And the San Andreas belly, that little black flake, golly. Hollow shift, mica shifts, all working together. Siren scales in there as well. Look at that beauty. Oh, of course, you know, anytime you use hollow shift, you can almost go translucent. I have other flake in there with the chartreuse and stuff that will always show up, but yeah, I like that right there. See how it's basically translucent, right? Back through, but then you turn it and you get that chartreusey look. Man, it's nice. And then let's see if we can find the purple. I see the purple from my side. Trying to get it to show. Oh, there we go. There's some purple there. Just depends on the angle that you look at it. Blue chartreuse, purple chartreuse. Yeah, that is always gonna be a winner. Those turned out absolutely fantastic. Now we can turn our attention to rigging. So let me put you guys back down here, a little better slot for you. A couple of things you're going to need. So this is all centered around an EWG. Depending on the size of your swim bait, you're going to adjust. This is a little 3-inch deal, so I got a 3/0 EWG. I like the a little deeper bend here. Some EWGs don't have as much of bite, and that will come in handy. Went ahead and tied some line onto that. It's not connected to anything, but it will help in the rigging because it's convenient to do this when the thing is actually tied onto your line. First step is we need to thread on the top bait, but not finish it. So very classic EWG, right through the belly and whip it around, and then send that up the line just so it gets out of your way. Next, we're going to put the first element from Amazon, actually the only element from Amazon, and it's these guys here. They're not bobber stops, but they're bait stoppers. Now, I'll tell you, Matt, when he did his video, and I don't know what the original used, he used a bobber stop. I don't have big enough, thick enough bobber stops to get over the hook because we're gonna actually put this on the hook. These guys are designed for it. So if I remember, I will put a link to this down in the description so you can grab them. But first, or that first one is gonna go on now. So feed her down on there. Watch the barb. We're gonna move that guy all the way up. We'll adjust it later, just kind of get it out of the way. Now with that done, we need our second swim bait, and we're gonna feed this guy on there, thread this guy on there, more like what you would do with the jig, right? Just a single jig hook, because we want it to ride down there like that. So you're gonna have to play with this and how far you go into the bait. See if I can get it sort of close. Don't want to go a ton because you really want it to just sit down in that bend. So there's mine. Now I can move this little guy back, and we need another one of those bait stoppers on the top, like so. So with that done, now we've got our original bait. We can bring that one back down the line, feed it back in like it's on the hook like it should originally be. So you can see right about there is where I'm going to poke it up through. And there you have it. Now I could adjust this a little bit further, maybe pull this back stopper up just to kind of level this guy out just a hair, pull him back, adjust the front, do whatever you need to get these guys to run parallel to that. But that is the basic idea. Obviously there was concern on Matt's video as well as in my own head whether or not that was going to interfere, but in his video they did not. Now he did run into one interesting issue, and maybe some of you more perceptive from the very beginning of this video are wondering about it, but he took it out to test this, and it would kind of keel out if he reeled it too fast. Both tails were kicking no problem, but he couldn't really bring it in on a normal speed or a faster speed. So he added a weight to the bottom. He had a really convenient screw lock tungsten nose weight that he screwed into the bottom. I do not have that, but what I do have is a screw lock for a swim bait and a drop shot a drop shot weight that I threaded on there. So I took this guy and basically put it in at an angle. I didn't want it to be up through the bait, right about there, something like that, and screwed that guy in, which gives me the final product. And that is just enough weight to keep the thing hopefully upright. You got two swim baits going. Double the trouble, double your pleasure, double the, I don't know, I'm showing my age, whatever that was. Double your fun, double your pleasure, I don't know. Anyhow, pretty interesting little rig. One thing that comes to mind, that might be a bit of a danger is if you do get bit on the bottom one, it doesn't, and they don't come up all the way, or either one of those, you get bit, they take the tail, you got to pretty much take this whole rig apart to redo it. So it's not without its limitations, but pretty darn unique. If you decide to try it, definitely let me know. Maybe come back to this video, drop it in the comments below. Otherwise, love to hear what you think of the whole idea in the comments. Again, appreciate you coming along. And until the next time, see you guys